Drivers then lined up on the grid, ready for the final of round 5 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship here at Knockhill. Ready to race, board is on. Supercars final. Green light and we're racing. Good launch there from Knockhill. Great from O'Donovan off the front row. Look at Steve Hill coming through on the inside as well of Julian Godfrey down towards the first corner. Knockhill leads into the first turn, followed by O'Donovan. Look at Julian Godfrey on the outside now of Steve Hill. He's up into third place. Great start then from Hill. So it's Knockhill then from O'Donovan, from Godfrey, from Hill, from Ovenden, from Vitols, who's made a really poor start off of that second row of the grid, and that's compounding a challenging day so far for the young Latvian driver. Through the gravel they go for the first time of asking. Mike Seller brings up the rear of the field as they come through onto the tarmac. Who's going to go Joker at the end of the first lap? I think Hill may do. O'Donovan certainly has done as he comes through that hairpin bend. And onto the start-finish straight he'll go as he negotiates his way through the chicane. He's just going to emerge out ahead of Mike Seller, or at least side by side with Mike Seller. In fact, he's got the overcut and gets himself ahead of the number 69. Hill also went through on that Joker, as I mentioned, going through there as well. So now it is advantage Derek Knockhill as he sits a little bit further ahead of Julian Godfrey. 3.1 seconds it was over the timing line last time around, and this will be a brilliant result here for Derek Knockhill if the Irishman can do the business in the final. Look though at Robert Vitols in the 1.26 all over the back of Tristan Ovenden as he tries to find his way past the Citroen DS3 driver. Ovenden goes Joker at the end of lap 2 then. That gives a bit of clear air, thankfully then for Vitols, as Ovenden negotiates his way through the hairpin. Bit of understeer through there, runs it a bit wide. That won't help his drive onto the straight as he negotiates his way through the chicane and emerges behind Steve Hill there. So Ovenden out of contention for a podium result as it stands at the moment. Here though is Ollie O'Donovan. He made his Joker in the early stages and now he's got to wait for the race to come to the Northern Irishman. Let's see whether it does though. On the gravel we are though, meanwhile with Julian Godfrey and Robert Vitols. The Latvian driver has really got the bit between his teeth and he's all over the back of the DS3 here, down into the braking zone, into the tri-oval hairpin. So can Vitols find his way past Julian Godfrey, the 6-time champion, before the end of this race? Onto the start-finish straight we go, and you can see there that Godfrey has just got enough straight-line speed to keep the 1.26 of Vitols at bay for the time being. But look how hard Vitols is pushing on the brakes into that first corner. He's really got the bit between his teeth and is trying to find his way through. But can he do so? That's the crucial question. There's only 2 laps now remaining here. Onto the gravel. This is where Vitols seems to be so much stronger than Julian Godfrey at this stage in the race. And I have to say, regardless, it's a remarkable drive from Godfrey as the race leader Knockhill goes Joker then at the end of lap 4. Now, how is this going to play out for Knockhill? He had a 4.6 second advantage over Godfrey over the timing line last time around. Godfrey, of course, has not made his Joker then, so emerges in front, as does Robert Vitols, who has also not made his Joker then in this race. So let's see how it's going to play out. You know that Vitols, of course, is going to drop behind the race leader of, or the effective race leader, I should say, of Derek Knockhill at the moment. But of course, it's all set to change hands. So now it's Vitols who leads the way then, as Godfrey, of course, jokered on that last lap, unsighted to us on the screen. So Godfrey then went Joker, and that released Vitols into the race lead, and Derek Knockhill then now inherits second place and the race lead now as Vitols goes Joker at the end of lap 5. So through the hairpin goes the Latvian driver. Now where is he going to emerge? It's going to be really close actually as he comes back onto the track here with Julian Godfrey. They run side by side on the exit of the corner and Vitols manages to get the overcut perfectly then on Julian Godfrey and is now sitting in second position as they come onto the final lap. So a perfect Joker strategy then here from Robert Vitols, proving once again why he is held in such high esteem in the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship here. But what about Derek Knockhill then? He is doing an absolutely superlative job out on track here, and he's only got a couple of corners separating him from an amazing win in 2021. Out of the final corner comes Derek Knockhill, over the line he goes, and he wins round 5 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship then here at Knockhill in Scotland. Robert Vitols comes home in second. Julian Godfrey finishes in third. Ollie O'Donovan P4. After such a promising start, the Northern Irishman will be so disappointed with a P4 finish ahead of Steve Hill and and Tristan Ovenden. Mike Seller will come home 7th and last on the grid, but once again, another brilliant drive from Derek Tohill. He wins the final of round 5 here in Scotland. The Irishman is absolutely elated with that result, and I am not surprised at all, because that has been a very welcome result for him, just as a matter of fact, because of course he hasn't really had any strong results since the opening weekend of the year at Linden Hill. Yesterday, he ended up in the barrier at one point, and I really thought that might have been his weekend over. Managed to get the car repaired, got it all turned around, and now the following day he goes and wins round 5 here in Scotland. A great result from Derek Tohill, and another supreme weekend of racing here at Knockhill in Scotland for the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship.
That smile says it all. That was a very sweet win.
Yeah, I tried to make sure we had a smile after the final. It's a big fight off the start line with Ollie. I knew it would be, but I didn't let him bully me. I held my ground, and it was great.
Massive thanks to my team. I destroyed the car in Q1. Huge job, massive job. They are top level guys, I have to say. They fixed the car for the final. Last minute adjustments, we went out, and yeah, that's why I really could show what I can do. Yeah, really
Pleased. It's put me back in the sort of closer in the championship. I'm not sure where I am yet, but it's brought some good points this weekend or today, and hopefully this puts a fight for the last 2 rounds.
So the championship fight continues, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know about point standing. We lost quite a lot in qualifying, but everything's finished only when it's the last checkered flag. So yeah, we will do our best.